And as Irma looms, thousands are still recovering from the devastation left behind by Hurricane Harvey. Houston is still facing severe flooding more than a week after Harvey made landfall in Texas. Authorities called for evacuations as reservoirs threatened to overflow. Nearly 50 people have died, and tens of thousands are sleeping in shelters after having their homes damaged or destroyed. Danielle Nottingham is in Houston now with the latest on the recovery efforts. Danielle, what is the latest where you are? What's the atmosphere like in Houston right now?
Well, Stephanie, we're in one of those neighborhoods in the west side of the city that had to evacuate because of the runoff from those reservoirs. And if you can see around me, there's still parts of this city that are underwater. This neighborhood is underwater. And this is really the first day that residents have been able to get back and get into their homes. There's also a lot of utility crews here working on power, working on clearing some of the debris that are on the roadways to access this neighborhood. And the residents that we've talked to today, they said they haven't been here for days, and they actually evacuated right after the storm. The flooding was fine, and then it flooded again. And so some people had some opportunity to move their belongings to higher ground, get them out, but some people said they just couldn't do that. So right now it's cleanup in this neighborhood, and you can see this pile here. Some people might look at this, they might say it's garbage, they might say it's debris, but people are actually drying out some of their belongings to see if they're salvageable. So the cleanup is really just beginning in this part of the city while there are still concerns about more flooding in the days to come.
What can you tell us, Danielle, about the reservoir overflow threat we've been hearing about? What's being done to combat that danger?
Yeah, this has been a long process, but the Army Corps of Engineers say over the next 2 weeks there will be controlled release of those two reservoirs because there's just too much water. So these areas where flooding may have improved over the last couple days, they may get flooded out again over the next couple of weeks. And that is why the mayor of Houston has ordered mandatory evacuations for some folks. They may be fine right now, but more flooding could come, and they can put themselves in danger. They can put first responders in danger trying to come back to save them. So they are in no way out of the woods yet.
Yeah, that water has to go somewhere. Danielle, what are the next steps as far as the larger recovery effort?
Yeah, it's a long process ahead. We're just going to move over to the side here. This is what it's like to move through these neighborhoods right now. You've got to go slow because of all this water. The White House has asked for a down payment, nearly $8 billion. The governor here is estimating there's about $180 billion of damage around the state. So it's a long process, and this is what people are doing right now. If they can access their home, they're going in, they're trying to assess the damage, they're trying to reach out to insurance agents. At the same time, you can see down the street, police officers are here, utility crews. It's just a lot of activity, a lot of people trying to watch over their property, a lot of people still trying to access their homes. Some people haven't been able to get there since Tuesday. So it's the beginning of a very slow process.
Yeah, they're going to need to get some temporary housing, that's for sure, soon. Danielle Nottingham for us in Houston. Thank you, Danielle.